Okay, what I'm going to show you today is some important things that you want to have when you set up your new Mac. Whether you're getting a new Mac or whether you're switching from PC, these are some important things that I think you should know. First of all, you have your Finder. This is really basic. It's like your Explorer from Windows. Um, or your My Computer, if you will. You can look at your hard drive, look at all your files, look at your folders. It's got some quick places here. You can add shortcuts up here to frequently used folders. There's lots of different views you can use to look at all your files and folders, thumbnails, anything that you're used to. I actually have a background on my folder here. The most used one that I have is this one here, um, this tiered view. Your home folder's got all your pictures, music and movies, and everything that you need there. The next thing is probably going to be your calendar. iCal comes with OS X, and I love it. I use it all the time. I use it for my homeworks, US holidays, and school folders. Everything I put on there, my work schedule, my classes, everything that I have, it's great. Great to use. Then you have your mail. You can go into your mail preferences, set up your accounts to work with all of your different accounts. I have my school account and two other email accounts. They sync all your folders. You can also have your RSS feeds open in there. All kinds of them in there. It's great to have them right in your email. The next thing I'm going to show you about OS X that if you're switching from Windows will be brand new to you is this. It's the bar up here, your status bar. You have your battery time if you're using a laptop, your sound, your wireless, Bluetooth, your displays, your time. Over here is your menu bar. It kind of switches depending on which application is open. As you'll see here, it has Finder. Then if I switch to my calendar, it opens up to iCal, and the buttons change depending on the program. The menus change. iTunes, of course, everybody knows iTunes. You can keep all your music in there. I mean, it's really the best to use for music, I believe, and it syncs right with your iPod um, or with your iPhone if you have one. The next thing I'm going to show you is your dock. Your dock is important to have. It's important to have the things you use most often. I'm a programmer, so I use Xcode all the time, Terminal as well, Word to type up papers for school, calendar, your mail, Safari, iTunes. I actually have Handbrake, a DVD ripping software, BitRocket to download things with questionable legality, and right now I'm using iShowU HD to record this. In addition to your dock and having your applications in there, you also have stacks. Stacks can be useful and they can also be not useful. I have an application stack. It shows me all of my applications. I do have applications that don't appear right in this folder, such as my games. So I have to open up my games folder to see those other applications. I could have them right in my application stack, but I don't use them frequently enough to have them take up that space. Your stacks don't normally have this background in it. That's something that I've done, and you can check out my other video to see how to do that. I also have some aliases to a specific set of applications that I use. And then you have your trash folder. Another thing about OS X that you'll like to have is if you're using a Microsoft Bluetooth mouse or keyboard, it's great to install this software for it. Even though you can use it with Mac OS X, it's good to have these here because they give you a lot of extra functionality in your settings that normally isn't included. It's called Microsoft IntelliPoint software. If you want to change any of your settings, here's the place to go. It's your system preferences. You can change your backgrounds, your screensaver. You can change your dock, edit the preferences for that, the size of it, the magnification. Expose and spaces. Expose and spaces are both great things to have. There's a thing called active screen corners in Mac OS X, and each corner, when you have your mouse moved into it, does a different thing. When I move my mouse into the lower left-hand corner, it shows my desktop. When I move my mouse into the lower right-hand corner, it shows all my windows in expose form. If I move it into the top right, it shows my spaces, that I can switch to a new space and have a blank desktop with different windows open. My top left is my screensaver. I won't do that because it'll lock up my computer. Spaces, as I showed you here, is a great thing to have. It lets you have all kinds of, you can change the number of rows of spaces, you can change the number of columns to have all kinds of different space to do work. I normally keep it at 4. I don't really need much more than that. In addition to showing your spaces like this, when you're in spaces, you can click and drag a window to a new space if it doesn't belong in the one that you were working. There are also hotkeys that let you switch between spaces directly. Anything else that you'll need as far as preferences go is right in here, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Well, I hope you enjoyed this introduction to Mac OS X. Just a few important things that I think you should have when you're setting up your new Mac or switching from Windows.